Alright, so I'm like bundled up. It's freezing. It's 6. It's 10 till 6. And I'm up gonna hopefully watch the sunrise over there. We'll see. But here are the clay tennis courts. These are the original ones. It's up above the fence there. And I don't remember those paddles with the teamwork and all that. It's whatever. But this is what I do remember. This was Dad's office. Except, oh, there is a door. No. Okay, so the door to the right, picture right, is where you go get mail, and back by the ping pong tables. They took out the door, and then the office door is on that side. Anyway, that's where. Yeah, that was his office when I was growing up. Down that road there are all the bunks. You'll see that later. But yeah. Hold on. So this is like a cove in this great big old lake. It's freezing. When we left High Point yesterday, it was hold on. This place is insane. I don't know. It's humid, hot, whatever. It's New Hampshire. It should be cold. Everybody had such a good time last night. They're totally like a mix of older kids and younger kids and whatever. We're all kids here. One thing is some of the kids knew to bring booze. Literally somebody had put a bottle of booze and a 12-pack of beer in each. God, look at me. In each cabin or bunk, which was in sort of in the spirit of things. We're all grown-ups, right? And I thought that was cool because you loosen up. And what was also cool was the old basketball court behind the office. I don't know, 2 a.m. The younger kids or whatever. I don't know what they were all playing basketball. So whoever wanted to play basketball wanted to do that. Most of us enjoyed a fire. Some of us smoked whatever. And some of us drank whatever. But here's every bunk is filled right now with sleeping. young and old men who made the trek back for Winaukee 100. Now, apparently yesterday, it took Dad and I all day to get here. It's a long, convoluted story. But, so today we're going to spend most of the day on the mainland, which it's hard to describe, but the age group, you start at 5 and more than a half, mostly 6, and you're over there. It's like a quarter mile away, half a mile away, because like right here is an island, and it's only connected by rocks. It's not even connected. You have to get really wet to come, unless you're on a boat. And let's see if I can't describe to you how awesome Bunk Row is. This is like island Bunk Row. So that bunk, I can't do it. God, I should know perspective. You start there, and you age, and you get older, and you get older, you get older, and you get older, and then that's L. That's L. And no, J, dumbass. Hij, right? And then J. And then if you're here long enough, in your 9th year, really, behind silly, behind J, it used to be the log cabin, which was privilege. Legend had it just went out every night with the counselors. It had no curfew, whatever. But that's not true. But you were really old. 15, you were 15, 14, 15. And I was the same age, but I skipped a year, so they didn't know. They just accommodated me and put me in. I was still a senior. But yeah, the fire went out. This is like the main campfire, main rock. And it did go out. God, it was hot. That place was really hot last night, but I could probably use it now. So wait, kind of rambling on. All right, that I remember the tetherball. That was fun. But the flagpole in the background, that was every morning we'd gather and raise the flag. And oh my God. um, so every night. All right, so when I was a camper on the mainland, and I showed you a row of bunks over there, a quarter mile away across the water. That was a junior row, but there was also a senior row on the other side of the mainland, and so you spent more time over there than here. If you made it over here, you were 3 years away from being 9 or 8 years. It's very like legendary to be on the island. But when I was on the mainland as a traditional age camper, still homesick, getting homesick, age of a camper, all that kind of stuff. Every night my dad would ring the bell and I would cry myself to sleep, homesick. I wasn't the only one. Every night up until we were, up until whatever age you're not homesick, everyone would be whimpering themselves to sleep. But, and I did too, even though my mom and dad were right here, just right across the water. But I guess because I knew he rang it every night, instead of taps, or maybe the record, they had a record that played taps every night, but he would ring the bell for lights out. That was it, lights out. So, going past the canoes, and whatever these things are now. I know what they are, but Camp Winaukee has stand-up paddleboards. It's pretty crazy. Not crazy, but then these are what I remember too. I mean, these sunfish boats with the buff and blue sails. They represent, first of all, you were from Camp Winaukee. You flew the colors on your sunfish. Yeah, they're still called that, right? Sunfish. Yep. And if you knew what you were doing, you can go. Like, this is just one part of the lake. This is not even the straits. This is one of the largest lakes in the United States, and so those are awesome. I don't know where the bigger boats are, the bigger sailboats. I don't think they have them anymore. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a bunch of mallard ducks. Yeah. And see the clarity of the water. Wait. Anyway, river rock sand. That the clarity goes out until it gets literally too deep, and the light doesn't. It's so refracted you can't see down there. Those are totally fat mallards. The one thing that has changed are the docks. They all float. Sorry for squinting. So there's a dock that connects two of these floating docks. When I was here, I don't think I'm wrong. They were stationary, which may or makes sense in the winter. But they had posts, and they were a lot stable. And then there were two big floating things you'd have to swim out to. Now the mainland still has those two big things with the ropes. Perhaps I'm remembering that. But we're going out to like a point, Wait, where is it? Oh, that leaning tree. See the leaning tree there? There. Wait. Yeah, see that? I was up here, I don't know, with a buddy after we graduated from high school that year. No, before then, I saw my first moose. And then the moose was probably a female, or no, probably a young doe, young buck, and was just standing there, totally jumped in the water and swam across to the other side. All right, to the other side there. Sight to see. All right, so at the end of these, God, it's so weird to have docks that are so floaty, but all right, above that, my old Winaukee cap. Can you? I can't zoom. Why can't I zoom? All right, that's junior row. Those are bunks, as we call them. It's like 4 to 6 kids, 8 kids, 8 beds. There's some mountains over there, over there, beyond that island, and I can't remember. I remember canoeing to the if that was noon, we'd canoe to 11 o'clock, 10 or 11 o'clock, over to another cove and back. And that was like an activity, like a 4-hour activity we would be assigned to. But I don't remember going over there. But there was an island that we'd always go to and camp, and I always thought it was part of camp because we just made fires and s'mores and camped out, and we really had to work ourselves hard in these canoes. And these were 4 men canoes, packed. The counselors would be there would be 2 counselors, and then in the middle packs, and then 4 of us. And I honestly, there were probably 6-man canoes, but there were 4 of us that would do it, because we would have our gear. But so I'm at the other end of the waterfront dock, and I don't know if you can. I'll do all this better later, but so there's like a mountain range that starts, and you can't see it because we're in like a literal cove here, but and there's this hotel, something clouds in the clouds hotel, or mansion in the clouds. It's a hotel, and it's famous. Not famous, but nice to go to. Could be famous, who knows? Doesn't matter. And this kind of thing, that boat, that's a 27 foot boat, that's a cruiser boat. That didn't exist. There were ski boats and a barge. What we called a barge. I'm gonna show you later. But a brilliant man built a metal. Uh, Down south we call them pontoon boats, but this is no pontoon boat. There are no pontoons. It's a barge, and it could hold two like Volkswagen Bugs. Um, we had a Ford, not 69 Ford Esquire station wagon, and it could hold that with, I don't know, 10 other people. Don't know whether it could hold another car than that, but it's like two Bugs, so one to two cars. The thing is still seaworthy and well maintained, of course, but built by the man who built every bunk here and every building that's 50 years or older. He did it with his, and then his son helped him. And his son is the one who I was up here one summer. I don't know why, can't remember. And I was holding back the tears because I had so much respect for these people. And they literally live on the camp road or the other road to Camp Road. And the man who built the place was the chief forever, and then his son was fire chief forever, and they were firemen. And but they built the whole place, and they were the most brilliant men you'd ever meet and I've ever met. But I was holding back the tears